Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University, this is a Channel 18 Rockbridge News Update.
Welcome to the Rockbridge Report Tuesday Live Update. I'm Jasmine Zhang. President Joe Biden will visit Israel this week as the country is in war against the militant group Hamas, which Israeli authorities say killed 1,400 people during an attack nearly 2 weeks ago. This presidential trip comes as the House Foreign Affairs Committee is drafting legislation to authorize U.S. military force, quote, in the event it's necessary, John Lorenz reports.
As the war between Israel and Hamas escalates, President Joe Biden will meet with Israeli officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Wednesday, according to Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
The United States and Israel have agreed to develop a plan that will enable humanitarian aid from donor nations and multilateral organizations to reach civilians in Gaza, and them alone, including the possibility of creating areas to help keep civilians out of harm's way.
Blinken adds that Biden will, quote, reaffirm the United States' solidarity with Israel. That's a stance agreed upon by the Senate's majority and minority leaders.
I will be working with the administration on putting together an emergency supplemental that will give Israel the tools it needs to defend itself.
The surest way to stop violence against Israelis and oppression of Palestinians is to wipe terrorists like Hamas from the face of the earth.
The 26th Marine Expeditionary Unit is headed to the waters off the coast of Israel, and the Pentagon is preparing U.S. troops for a potential deployment to the country for medical and logistical support. But the Biden White House is still looking for a diplomatic solution.
The president still believes, even for all this conflict, he still believes in the promise of a two-state solution, that the Palestinians deserve their own state, a place where they can call home.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Biden is expected to arrive in Israel just 1 day after an airstrike at Gaza hospital that Hamas says has killed hundreds of people.
The total number of votes cast is 432, of which the Honorable Jim Jordan of the state of Ohio has received 200 votes. The Honorable Hakeem Jeffries of the state of New York has received 212 votes.
Breaking news. Congressman Jim Jordan did not get enough votes in the first ballot of today's U.S. House vote for the Speaker of the House. Jordan needs 217 votes to win the race, but received only 200 in the first ballot. 20 Republicans chose not to vote for Jordan. Jordan is now meeting with his party to try to sway the unconvinced Republican lawmakers. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán spoke with Vladimir Putin in China today, becoming the first leader of a European Union nation to meet with the Russian president since the start of the war in Ukraine last year. Orbán told Putin that Hungary is eager to maintain ties with Russia, whom they heavily rely on for natural gas, oil, and fossil fuel. Putin will meet with other leaders in Beijing for the Belt and Road Forum, including Chinese President Xi Jinping. Former President Donald Trump appeared back in New York City courtroom today as his civil business fraud trial continues. This comes just a day after a D.C. judge issued a gag order on Trump in his federal election interference criminal case. The order prevents Mr. Trump from verbally attacking prosecutors, possible witnesses, and court staff. Trump says this order violates his rights to free speech.
What they don't understand is that I am willing to go to jail if that's what it takes for our country to win and become a democracy again.
Retail sales in the U.S. rose last month, marking the 6th straight month of growth. The Commerce Department says retail sales increased 0.7% in September. That's slightly below August's revised gain of 0.8%. It's also well above economics expectations. Spending grew across most categories, with sales at specialty stores increasing the most by 3%. Online sales and car purchases also rose 1% last month. However, clothing and electronics both saw decreases in sales in September. That's all for today's Tuesday Live Update. Join us Thursday at 5 p.m. for our 30-minute newscast. And check out our website, rockbridgereport.wlu.edu, anytime for the latest local and national news.